In a world that celebrates the loudest voices, what happens when quiet minds lead the way? This is a story of deep strength, silent brilliance, and the quiet power that has shaped everything from art to science to love. Because greatness isn't always noisy. Sometimes it whispers. Introduction: Rethinking Quiet Strength. Susan Cain's Quiet is a clarion call for a quieter revolution. In a culture obsessed with charisma, confidence, and constant connectivity, Cain argues that introverts, the deep thinkers, the reflective minds, the quiet creators, possess unique and powerful gifts that are often overlooked. There's zero correlation between being the best talker and having the best ideas. With grace and insight, Cain urges society to rethink how we define leadership, creativity, and success, highlighting how introverts often thrive by listening, reflecting, and working from depth. Part 1. The Extrovert Ideal and its Impact. The Rise of the Extrovert Ideal. Cain traces the cultural history of how Western society, particularly American culture, shifted from valuing character to celebrating personality. The extrovert ideal promotes traits like assertiveness, sociability, enthusiasm, outgoingness. This ideal shows up in corporate hiring practices, education systems, social media norms, public leadership. Cain reveals how introverts are often pressured to pretend, to be louder, faster, more visible, even when it undermines their natural strengths. The cost of faking extroversion. Pretending to be something you're not can lead to exhaustion and identity confusion. Cain shares research showing that long-term acting in extroverted ways can result in burnout, anxiety, emotional fatigue, decreased authenticity. We're told that to be great is to be bold, but sometimes greatness is in subtlety. Part 2. The Nature and Science of Introversion. What makes an introvert? Cain explains the biological basis of introversion through brain sensitivity to stimulation, dopamine response differences, preferred environments, quiet, low stimulation. Introverts process information deeply, thrive in calm settings, and prefer meaningful conversation over small talk. These traits aren't flaws, they're evolutionary strengths. Key scientific findings. Introverts excel in focus-intensive tasks, show greater empathy and listening skills, tend to think before speaking, are highly creative and analytical. Cain debunks myths. Introversion isn't shyness or social anxiety, it's a different way of engaging with the world. Part 3. The Power of Solitude. Creativity thrives in quiet. Cain argues that groupthink and constant collaboration can stifle innovation. Solitude gives introverts space to reflect deeply, solve complex problems, develop original ideas. Example: Steve Wozniak invented the first Apple computer alone. Many groundbreaking artists, writers, and scientists are introverts who worked in solitude. Without introverts, we wouldn't have the computer, the theory of relativity, or Van Gogh's sunflowers. Home versus stage personalities. Cain introduces the concept of pseudo-extroversion, how some introverts can perform in social spaces but need recovery afterward. Tip: honor your need for recharging. It's not avoidance, it's restoration. Part 4. Introverts in relationships and work. Love and connection. Cain explores how introverts form deep, lasting relationships, but may struggle with overstimulation in social dynamics. She shares tips for couples. Respect alone time. Balance social engagement. Communicate emotional needs without overwhelm. Introverts often offer emotional depth, loyalty, and thoughtfulness in relationships. Introverts at work. Modern workplaces often reward extroverted traits, but Cain shows how introverts shine through problem solving, quiet leadership, thoughtful communication, authenticity. Case study: Warren Buffett, one of history's most successful investors, is famously introverted. His thoughtful approach led to legendary results. Part 5. Education and growing up introverted. Raising and teaching introverted kids. Cain calls for a shift in how schools and parents nurture introverted children. Don't force group learning or constant participation. Create space for quiet reflection and creative play. Encourage self-expression in their own way. Don't think of introversion as something to cure. Celebrate it. Cain shares stories of introverted children blossoming when given autonomy, empathy, and patience. Reimagining leadership in education. Schools often reward talkers over thinkers, but Cain encourages educators to recognize quiet leadership and build inclusive classrooms where every voice matters. Part 6. Embracing the Quiet Revolution. Rewriting the Rules of Success. Cain calls for a broader definition of success, one that values depth over noise, purpose over popularity, and authenticity over performance. Introverts succeed when they align their work with their values, honor their need for space, build trust through integrity, Focus on mastery instead of status. Quiet leadership. Leadership doesn't always look like a loud voice. It can be a calm presence in crisis, a reflective mind solving unseen problems, a mentor guiding quietly behind the scenes. Cain cites introverted leaders who led major companies, movements, and changes without dominating the spotlight. Some people shine brightest in the shadows. Hammer and wrench tools for living as a whole introvert. Cain offers actionable strategies. Create quiet rituals, morning solitude, reflective journaling. Design energy-efficient schedules, alternate social and solo time. Communicate your needs, express boundaries with kindness. Choose meaningful conversations. Go deep, not wide. Find the right work environment. Seek calm spaces that honor focus. Introverts don't need to change. They need to own their gifts. Favorite quotes from Quiet. Everyone shines, given the right lighting. Solitude matters. And for some people, it's the air they breathe. There's a word for people who are uncomfortable with silence. Extrovert. Introverts may have strong social skills, but they still feel depleted after socializing and need to recharge. These lines echo the book's heartbeat: compassion, clarity, and quiet confidence. Final reflections. Your quiet is a superpower. Quiet isn't just about introversion, it's about choosing to live authentically. Cain's message is clear. You don't have to be loud to lead, brilliant to brag, or visible to matter. The world may favor noise, but depth, focus, and quiet truth will always endure. This book invites every introvert to embrace their uniqueness, step into the light on their own terms, share their gifts without apology, and it calls on the world to listen more, judge less, and create space for all kinds of greatness. Thanks for watching Audio Mentor, where every book brings you closer to a better you. If you found value in today's summary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a chance to grow.